Peace, this is Queen Sha Mecca.
And this is Sean Reid. And you're tuned into FTS Radio. Today's topic, spouse versus family. We're going to go into the issues of people in relationships that go to war with their spouse's family, whether it's the sister, the brother, the foster brother, the stepfather, the grandfather, the grandmother, whoever it is. We're going to talk about it. And we're also going to have a caller call in by the name of We Don't Know, because she didn't call yet. But anyway, it's about to go down. Speak to him, Queen Sha Mecca.
All right, well, here's my take on that. Family members could be real, brutal. But then again, it depends on how far into your relationship you take them into. I really stand firm on, you got to keep your family separate from your personal business. I don't know how you feel, Sean, but I don't really vent and tell my problems to anyone. I kind of deal with them with my husband.
I like the family to get involved so we can get turned up and get it popping up in there.
But see, then that creates an issue later, especially if
That's
you have children
chaos,
involved.
Baby.
You don't want
chaos, baby.
You sound crazy. I'm about to punch you in the face. Nah, but what I'm saying is that, you really can't have that.
A lot of the times I think sometimes family members are actually jealous of the happiness.
It could be that.
I think I've been in relationships before where I felt like the sister or sisters seen this hot cookie and cream light skinned boy with the fade with the half moon I want him.
Boy.
Nah, they be checking me out.
I'm
Sure.
They
be like, woo.
They be going in for Sean, huh?
They see Santa Claus coming with the gifts in a red bag. Like, oh yeah, he's the truth right there.
But let's get back to the truth of the matter.
Nah, but you know what the funny thing is? I had a talk with a friend of mine, and it was a little crazy about the whole family type thing, because like I said, a lot of the times the other person can be attracted to who you bring home,
right.
and at the end of the day, when a person, because sometimes you're just a feeling, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might just be a dude, they felt a little lonely a little bit, so they're like, yo, he ain't that cute, but I think
sometimes it's just plain and simple that misery loves company, and sometimes that's why you just gotta avoid off of them.
Nah, I mean, again, like I said, sometimes it could just be one of those things where you're just a feeling to kill time.
It's a sometime situation because it's always something. You understand what I'm saying? If it's mom don't approve, dad might not approve. Your sister might not like the person. Your brother might not like the person. There could always be something. However, you can't create a more chaotic situation by when every time you have conflict or some type of negative thing happens and you're trying to rise above that with that person. You can't constantly drag your family into that, because that creates an issue that's not going to be able to be fixed later on. Because once you projected that image of that person to your people, there's no erasing that. That image has been painted. It's done. You understand?
I paint a beautiful picture.
Yeah, okay.
I'm the Van Gogh of my era, girl.
Okay, Picasso.
I cut my ear off, baby.
Not bad.
Nah, but right about now we're about to go into a caller. We're gonna see what the callers think, and see if we can help out with their situation.
All right, listen up.
Caller, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, what's your name and what's going on?
Well, my name is Sassy, and I'm originally from the city, but I moved upstate New York, and I'm in a nice little shorty, but the real deal is that I think my family's hating on me, and they don't like our relationship, and we haven't been together for quite some time. But they've disrespected my daughter, they disrespected me, they felt that I'm taking her away from them. Meanwhile, as we've been together for over a year, she has been to school for over a year, and every time I turn around, they're finding something else to say, and honestly, I don't know if I should take her back. I don't know if I even want her back, but I want to know what y'all think.
Well, what I wanted to ask you is, as far as, is it one sibling? Is it like the mother? Is it the father? Like, what sibling is it?
Well, it's more like a whole. Like, there has been one sibling that's disrespected my daughter, but the other siblings that she has It's like, they not all come at me. Sometimes the mom has disrespected me, called me out the name on Facebook and everything else. And it's just, it's immature and it's not my style. As much as I may love her, and I just can't stand a woman that doesn't stand up and stand up for what she believes in.
All right, what I want to ask you is, do you feel like she should choose between you or her family? Like, do you expect her to choose you over them? Because if the relationship doesn't work out, which direction do you think she should go in?
It's not that I expect her to choose me over them or them over me. I expect her to stand for what is right. And if she expects any relationship to work, if the family finds that the need to want to disrespect someone and so that they can just disrespect someone, regardless of how good or bad the relationship is, they should have respect for their child or their sister or their sister or whoever they are, to respect who they're with.
All right, Sassy, this is Queen Sha Mecca.
Peace. Let me ask you this. Has, your ex-partner, have they, told the family, a whole bunch of your business? Because, a lot of the time that tends to be an issue with family versus, the partner, the spouse.
Yeah, actually, she has.
Okay.
She has, and it's always been negative.
See, that's the problem.
My problem was with that situation is that when the family did come and ask me questions, and I explained that they seem to be all cool, and everything seems to be squashed, and they seem to understand both sides of the story. But as soon as I turn my back, something will be on Facebook saying, I don't give a hell about her, or cursing me out, pulling me out my name, calling my daughter out her name.
See,
I just think
that's a big no-no. Yeah, I understand everything, but that's the biggest no-no that anyone can do in any relationship, is get into the problems that's taking place in that relationship with anybody in the family. Because you got to understand, family's going to be family. So anytime they hear anything negative, as much as they may want to like you, they're always going to remember that above anything else. And that's why I've always lived by that rule that, whatever happens in my house stays in my house. Because at the end of the day, y'all may come together again, and then it's an issue with the relationship, because now they know all this negative. They're not really hearing about all the good times. You know what I'm saying? They're hearing about the bad times when it's time for that person to vent. And that's an issue. You got to find different people to vent to when you have a relationship, and that person should always be the other person in that relationship, honestly.
Well, I think that I agree with that. But the problem I feel with that is that you should be able to go to your family, especially to be able to vent, because you expect them to respect you and your relationship, especially if you've respected them. But at the end of the day, grown people should act as grown people, and family is going to be family. They're going to want to protect you regardless.
Yeah.
But, I really don't really want her back as much as I love her and everything else. And I just wanted everyone else's opinion on it, but it kind of made me vexed because I'm a good woman, and as me and her was together, she never had a job before me. It goes proof in the pudding. The daughter that I was with is making more than the mother. She's over there now supporting their family more than the mom is supporting them.
But again, you also have to understand you're almost in a competition, because when it comes to parents, a parent is always usually going to try to do the best thing. So the thing is, if depending on the situation, because just because you're a parent don't mean you're really a parent. You can be, like me personally, I'm a very immature parent, so a lot of the times I act younger than my children. So just because you're the one that had the kid don't always mean that you don't know what's the best thing to do. And like I said, depending on the background or the upbringing of that parent, when you become a parent, it's hard to really say that it's the right way. You get what I'm saying? And you're up against a really hard force, because it's like that's the family. So they seem like before you and after you. So whatever good, bad situations, it's good that, it's good when you come into someone's life and you actually help lift them up. But at the end of the day, these people were there from the beginning. So good or bad, that's their family. So a lot of the times in a war between family, a lot of the times the spouse is going to lose unless that person say, you know what, I'm really going to go with this. Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to put your tail in and go back to your family if that relationship don't work.
But I do want to say this, though. That's how a lot of people miss out on good relationships, because they don't know how to separate family from their personal lives. See, you got to learn to be able to say, Mommy, I love you and everything. You're my mom. And if you're going to be here for me, you're going to be here for me. And you're going to have to support me, but you're going to have to also respect who I'm with. You understand what I'm saying? That's a must. Once you've grown, you understand that, if your parents are still a little reckless with it, you understand that, yes, you have that conversation in a respectable manner, because I've had to do it with my own mother. Like, listen, there's a certain way that you got to come at my man. This is how he wants you to come with my children, and, don't feed my children this, that, and the third. And it was a conversation that needed to be had, but respectfully. Some people don't do that. You understand what I'm saying? But that's a must. And some people miss out on good people because they don't know how to be mature about it and say, yo, you know what? Listen, I was reckless in telling you all of my business. I appreciate you being there for me. However, let me do what I need to do, because this is who I love and this is who I want to be with.
Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, she had done that and everything else, but I felt like it all went down the drain when you went back and did the same thing again.
Yeah.
So at the same time, she made it aware, like last time that she was here, like she know what situation she is. She's in, and she felt like she's done me wrong to the point that there's no return. And honestly, I don't really feel like there is a return, because I think that it is going to be a revolving circle. And who wants to be in a relationship with somebody where it feels like they're living two different lives? Like they got to go visit their parents, and you don't really want to go over there because it's not even your type of company that you would like to keep anyway.
Right.
So you don't let a lot of things rock because of the fact that you have respect for the partners that you're with. But and now you at the point now that you don't even want to have them even around you, because you're too scared that you're going to say something that's really going to cause some real drama.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So I really do appreciate both of y'all opinions and, everything that y'all said. I'll definitely take that as due notice.
So do you think it's a situation that's really worth going back, or you think you're really done?
She said she's done.
I'm done. I feel that I'm too good of a woman to have to sit there and tolerate that. When on the other hand, there's been other things in our relationship that cause for that cause for way more stress. But at the end of the day, if the revolving circle is non-support and non-loyalty when it comes to right and how I should be treated, I'm done with it,
I agree, because I feel like this in any relationship. If you're not growing together, you're growing apart. So it's like, which one?
I like growing apart.
Yeah, of course you do. You a man.
It's 2 days. We've been together too long. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Now, we like to thank you for calling in.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time.
We hope we gave you the best advice, and you tuned in to Fresh Out the Stash Radio.
Peace.
Woo-wee.
Peace.
Don't forget, Sean Reid new album Life is Beautiful on datpiff.com. DJ 250 on datpiff.com. Facebook, Sean Reid DJ 250 spelled out. Sha Mecca Facebook. DJ 250 on Instagram. DJ 250 on Twitter. If you can't spell, it's TWOFIFTY. For those of you that really can't spell it, you need it slow. TWOFIFTY.